Hello, today I will tell you about Eminem, the rap star. Eminem, the boy from the trailer who became a legend. Marshall Bruce Mathers III, was born on October 17, 1972, in St. Joseph, Missouri. His father walked out on the family when Marshall was just a baby. He would never see him again. Left alone with his young mother, Debbie, Marshall's early life was defined by poverty, instability, and emotional chaos. They moved constantly, from Missouri to Detroit, from one shabby apartment or trailer to another. Sometimes they lived in motels, sometimes with relatives. Money was always tight. Food was often scarce. Violence and shouting were normal sounds in the household. It wasn't a childhood. It was survival. School brought no relief. Marshall was bullied constantly for being the new kid, for being small, for being poor, and later for being a white kid trying to rap. One day, a group of boys beat him so badly he fell into a coma for several days. He failed the 9th grade twice and eventually dropped out. But even in all that darkness, something had begun to grow inside him. A love for words. He started writing rhymes at age 14. Not just to rap, to express, to fight back, to survive emotionally. He read the dictionary to expand his vocabulary. He memorized syllables, rhyme patterns, and cadence. What started as scribbles became verses, and those verses became his weapon. He started performing at local rap battles in Detroit, under the name M&M, later stylized as Eminem. But the scene wasn't welcoming. A white kid rapping in the heart of a black city was a joke to most people. They booed him, laughed at him, tried to shut him down before he even started. But he kept coming back. And every time he got better. His delivery got sharper. His lines got more cutting. He wasn't just trying anymore. He was dominating. At home, things weren't any better. His relationship with his mother was filled with screaming matches, emotional abuse, and even lawsuits later in life. And then, his girlfriend gave birth to their daughter, Haley Jade, the one person who would keep him grounded through everything. With a child to feed and no stable job, Eminem worked as a dishwasher, a cook, anything he could find. They were so broke that he once couldn't afford diapers. And yet, every night, he kept writing, recording, hustling. In 1996, he released his first album, Infinite. It flopped. Critics called it forgettable. Radio stations ignored it. Eminem was crushed, depressed. At one point, he even tried to take his own life. But he didn't die. And that meant he still had time to prove the world wrong. He created an alter ego, Slim Shady. Slim was wild, dark, violent, hilarious, offensive. Everything Eminem felt inside but couldn't say out loud. He poured his rage into a new EP. And that EP, the Slim Shady EP, landed in the hands of Dr. Dre, one of the most powerful producers in hip-hop history. Dre was blown away. He called Eminem immediately. Everyone told Dre he was making a mistake. A white rapper wouldn't sell. But Dre didn't care. He heard something nobody else did. He saw a fire that couldn't be faked. In 1999, Eminem released the Slim Shady LP under Dre's label. The album exploded. It went multi-platinum and earned Eminem his first Grammy. Suddenly, the poor kid from the trailer park was a global sensation. But that was just the beginning. His follow-up, the Marshall Mathers LP, became the fastest-selling rap album in history. It was raw, aggressive, and unfiltered. He attacked pop culture, the media, and even his own mother. He became one of the most controversial figures in America. Parents protested him. Politicians condemned him. But millions of teenagers, especially the broken, angry, and unheard, saw him as a hero. He wasn't rapping about cars and gold chains. He was rapping about pain, poverty, abandonment, mental health, and rage. He was messy, human, and brutally real. And that honesty made him a voice for the voiceless. But fame came at a price. His marriage fell apart. He battled legal fights, public feuds, and increasing pressure. Worst of all, he spiraled into addiction. Painkillers, sleeping pills, anti-anxiety meds. He was taking handfuls of pills every day just to function. By 2007, his body finally gave up. He collapsed from a drug overdose and nearly died. His heart stopped. He had to be revived. The world went quiet. Eminem disappeared. People assumed it was the end of his story. But it wasn't. He went to rehab. He got clean. He started exercising. He focused on his daughter. And then he did the one thing he always did best. He started writing. In 2009, he returned with Relapse. It wasn't perfect, but it was a start. In 2010, he dropped Recovery, and the title said it all. He was back, stronger, clearer, focused. His music evolved. He was no longer just Slim Shady. He was Marshall Mathers, father, survivor, poet. In the Marshall Mathers LP2, Revival, Kamikaze, and Music to be Murdered By, he rapped about addiction, depression, aging, regret, forgiveness. He opened up like never before. And yet, his skill remained unmatched. Double rhymes, triple entendres, machine gun flows. Even his critics admitted, no one raps like Eminem. As of today, Eminem has sold over 220 million records. He's won 15 Grammy Awards and an Oscar. He's in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. He turned his pain into poetry, his struggle into success, his trauma into truth. But beyond the numbers and trophies, what makes Eminem a legend is his story. He wasn't supposed to make it. He wasn't supposed to survive. But he did. Asterisk, you can make something of your life. It just depends on your drive. Asterisk, Eminem.